Hi guys, welcome to Curated in Miami, Florida. Today we are going to give you a tour of some of the world's greatest vintage supercars. We are not just an automotive dealership, we deliver dreams. For over the last 10 years, we're researching, documenting, restoring, and preserving some of the greatest automobiles of our time. Now, I grew up on the floor of my father's workshop. He was one of the early Lamborghini techs and probably one of the greatest techs of our time. And his DNA and my family's DNA is all throughout the showroom today. So join us and we are gonna give you a tour of some very, very special cars. We are standing with a car that shocked the world when it was first launched in 1971. And in many ways, the Lamborghini Countach forever inspired all supercars after it. This was a car that was featured on hundreds of magazines, posters, toy models, movies, music videos, so much more. This is a car that will forever be an icon. It was the world's fastest, the world's most exotic. We're talking about the car that was launched with the widest rear tire ever for a production vehicle. And who could forget these special doors? Again, completely mind-blowing for the 1970s and 1980s. Now this is a 1981 Countach LP400S, and if you didn't notice already, finished in a very special color. One of two ever painted in Verde Metallizzato from the factory, and now we have to take a look inside. Inside the Countach cabin, this is not made for someone over 6'2" or 6'4". It is a tight cabin that is fully handcrafted Italian materials and leather. We can look at the khaki leather-colored interior here. We look at the brown Alcantara dash over the gauge cluster and the green factory carpets. As you can see here, you've got your manual shift gate, a dog leg first right there. Reverse is here with a reverse lockout just in case. Your simple AC controls here, headlights, a period correct radio, and your gauges directly in front of you. An impressive V12 powered the Lamborghini Countach from the 1970s until 1990. This is almost 400 horsepower, and at the time it was the world's fastest car at reports of 180 miles per hour. And now let's look at another car that set the speed record a little bit later. The Koenigsegg CCX represents a true engineering marvel from a great out of Sweden. Christian von Koenigsegg first developed this car from front to back between 2005 and 2007. And yes, at one point, this was the world's fastest car at 245 miles per hour. And if you guys remember, look it up, it was the car that set the Top Gear track record. Before we show you the cockpit, we have to talk about its doors. Dihedral synchro helix is the phrase coined to describe the door developed by Koenigsegg for the CCX. And look at this, a true engineering marvel. Wow. From the plush leather interior of the Countach, the Koenigsegg interior is all business. You see bare aluminum, carbon fiber everywhere. The carbon fiber removable top is now located in the front bonnet. But the biggest thing and the biggest impact you see is this massive stick shift in the center. That is a 6-speed manual transmission, and this is just so cool. You don't truly appreciate this Swedish supercar until you open the engine bay, and that's where you see all the magic happens. Everything on this car is carbon fiber tub and chassis, carbon fiber body, and you can see the extensive use of carbon fiber throughout. Now we're gonna jump back into time into the 1990s for another carbon fiber supercar. As we walk over to our next supercar, we can't help but notice these supercars behind us. We have one of 6 in the world Mercedes CLK GTR Roadster. That is a $15+ million car, and a time capsule 1978 Lamborghini Countach LP400S with original paint, original interior, and about 6,000 miles from new. Behind us, we have the one-of-one Diablo GT2. That is a factory museum car, and the McLaren SLR 722. But this here is probably one of my favorites. This was never legal in the US when it was new. This is the great, one of 80 for the world, Lamborghini Diablo GT. Designed by Marcello Gandini as the follow-up to the Lamborghini Countach, the Lamborghini Diablo was produced from 1990 until 2001. Over that time, they produced some incredible, very unique variants. We'll talk about one shortly, but before we talk about the Diablo SE30, we have to talk about the Diablo GT. The GT was the highest horsepower and fastest road-going Diablo ever produced, and I'd love to give you a tour of the interior, and I have to show you inside the engine bay. With the exception of the roof and doors, literally everything on the Diablo GT is carbon fiber. Center console, door panels, side sills, fenders, front hood, rear hood, wing. This is a race car for the road. And we are looking at what is one of the most impressive engines of maybe all the supercars in the showroom. This is the 6-liter V12 with 12 independent throttle bodies that was installed into every Diablo GT. Just under 600 horsepower and over 200 miles per hour. No traction control, manual gearbox. This is as good as it gets. And next in the showroom is a car that inspired me as a 10-year-old boy and made me fall in love with Lamborghini. A car that would change my life forever and inspire me till today, the 1994 Lamborghini Diablo SE30. At 10 years old, I got a ride in the passenger seat of an identical car to this one, and it has stuck with me since that day. The Diablo SE30 was built by Lamborghini to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the company. The goal was to build something truly special, a purpose-built race car for the road, and they did just that. Limited to 150 examples in the world, the SE30 used carbon throughout. It was lightweight, 2-wheel drive, and has so many special features. Now it's your turn to be passenger, and for our next video, we're gonna take you out onto the open roads in a 550 horsepower Diablo SE30.